All right. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started with the should we ban hero talk. All right. So let's get started. Should we ban hero? So, kinda as always, it's these talks like strong opinions very early on. So we're gonna go over arguments from both sides, pros and cons, stuff like that, and I'll give my opinion as well. So just because we're having the discussion doesn't mean that I automatically support it. We're just gonna go over all of it. So historically, when you ban characters, it tend to be because they are too good, right? You have some examples. Super Lucina, thank you for the sub, welcome. Like a character like Meta Knight in Brawl, they had like test ban if I remember correctly. Double Meta Knight in Teams was banned for a long time. Double Cloud, they did ban in Smash 4 teams for a while. It's hard to get character banned, and normally what gets a character banned is if they are way too over centralizing. Like they're way too good, basically to the point where you have to play the character to compete. This is the most common way to get a character banned. Sometimes you can also have like a technique like wobbling, ledge stalling, stuff like that. But that's not really banning a whole character, but it can be like a tech that gets banned, or a strategy that gets banned, which is also why certain stages get banned, right? Circle camping, characters can't catch up, and so on. So for hero, I think this part of the argument is really silly. If the character is too good or not. The character has been out for 2 days now, something like that. I don't even know exactly, but 2 days. Say 2 days. The character have not been out for a long time whatsoever. So in terms of if he is good enough, I would clearly say that we can't know. He has been out, as we said, for like 2 days ish. Even if the character somehow end up being too good, it's way too early to tell. I personally don't think the character will end up being actually that good. But even if he does, it would take a long time for us to accurately tell if he's that good. It's been so many times people have been wrong about how good and how bad characters are. And in 2 days, you can't really judge that. The character would have to be broken to the point where even a blind person would easily see it. To the point where even Reddit would look like a normal website. That's when you know that, all right, this character is actually way too good. So I'm not saying it's impossible. He does end up there. I personally don't think he will, but for us to know how good he actually is, we need a lot of more time. So in terms of if he's too good, design-wise, skill-wise, at matchup ratios, I don't think he's gonna dominate across the board. I don't think so. But as we said, even if he does, it will take much more time. Can't know this early. That's pretty much what I'm saying. We need to be patient. Be patient. The next area, and I'm actually not really sure. In Smash, this has never happened. The RNG aspect. This might have happened in some other game. I'm not entirely sure. The more reasonable thing to ask as of now is, does hero have too much RNG for us to allow the character? I think at this point in time, since the character is so new, this is the only realistic point of view you could push trying to get the character banned. We have seen RNG for characters in Smash in the past. You have a Game Watch with the hammer getting a 9. You have a Peach with turnips. You have Luigi with misfire, and so on. So RNG is not a new concept to Smash, but Heroes RNG is literally taken to a whole new level. So this is the more important point here. Does Hero have enough RNG to actually get him banned? This discussion, I think, is a more reasonable one to have, even if it's super early, because everyone can tell that Hero does have a lot of RNG to the character. You have crits, you have like his down B, what moves comes up in his menu. It's like 21 moves total, I think, and 4 comes up, and it's random. You don't know which one it's gonna be. Some people will say, oh, you can easily react every time, but let's be honest, a lot of time the Hero player can open up the menu and press on random. And the more I've played Hero myself, the more I think that this is legit like a relatively big part of how to play the character. Sure, you might accidentally do a kamikaze, but by far in most scenarios it will turn out good or at least decent. And kamikaze is one of the least common ones to appear in the list as well. And if you're at super low damage yourself, you don't have to, go randomly in the menu. You could only go randomly when you have a relatively high percent, or when you're like for sure gonna kill the opponent as well. Or maybe not for sure, because you can actually attack on the ground. Some people discovered that tech against kamikaze. Anyway, that's kind of besides the point. But yeah, the RNG. So as we said, characters in the past have had RNG, but Hero is taking it to a new level. So he has more RNG than any most RNG in history. You can say most RNG in Smash history. And the thing is, I feel like let's say you have the opinion that, well, he doesn't have enough RNG to get banned, which is an okay opinion to have. But what we need to ask ourselves, can a character have too much RNG so we can't allow the character due to that? Like, basically what I'm asking here is a character simply being S tier the only way to get a character banned, or can you get a character banned based on too much RNG? The community obviously have decided that characters like Game Watch, Peach, Luigi, and so on, as we went over earlier, that this is not enough RNG to get the character banned. Now we have a character that have way more RNG than all these characters. Like, you can't even compare it. If RNG with these other characters is like a 2 out of 10 in terms of how bad it is, Hero is like a 8 or 9 out of 10. But like, what if we get a Hero, like a new character after Hero? Like, let's hypothetically say Banjo have twice as much RNG, and the RNG is even more polarizing. Is that justification to ban the character? Some people would say, unless he ends up being S tier, you can't ban it because the character is technically not broken. But I don't know. I feel a little bit iffy. If the character is too good enough to like destroy the cast, no, I don't think so. He shouldn't get banned. Is the RNG too much? I think it's possible. I currently, in this stage, since it's still so early, wouldn't ban the character myself. But I don't think it's unreasonable if people want to see RNG to this degree being banned. Like, let's be honest, items are banned, for example. Like, the better player will win in most scenarios, by far, even with items on. And some people might think it's silly that I make the comparison, but it's honestly probably the closest comparison we could make as of now. So I don't think it's too crazy to want the character banned on RNG alone. But in one way, I'm happy because now this, introduces a new discussion for potential future characters, because we all know Sakurai. He loves RNG. He loves when the competitive aspect becomes harder and harder to enforce, or not enforce, but like to be played out. I'm not really sure how to describe this part. Like, I would honestly not be surprised in, like, maybe not in Ultimate, but at least future Smash games, to see characters like Hero or even more RNG designed. Like Sakurai, we thought we had won the battle. We could just turn off items, we could turn off stages. That didn't suit competitive play. But now Sakurai is trying to push the items into the characters instead, and it becomes more of a tricky issue. And I don't think banning Hero on the RNG argument is necessarily a bad one. Like, I could see why people want it, and I might even agree with it in the future. For now, I would not ban the character, but I feel like part of me is like, oh, I don't want to ban the character because I actually don't think the character will end up being S tier. But one part of me is also like, I feel like way too much RNG is introduced with this character, and I really don't think it's suited for competitive play whatsoever. So I am a bit iffy. Some people will be like, oh, ha ha ha, Smashers complain 2 days, blah blah blah. I think if you complain that Hero should be banned because he's too good, then I would say yes, you are silly. It's been 2 days. And even if he's too good, you can't possibly know that in this early. You literally can't. But the RNG factor, we have already seen like so much. Like, as I said, even a blind person can see that this RNG is extreme, and sometimes you just randomly die at like close to 0%. Magic Burst is literally like, that move is so crazy good. By far the best move in the game. You die at like 15 sometimes with like, if the hero have full meter. If you're off stage and hero gets Magic Burst, most characters just are dead unless they can go below the stage, or maybe if they can shoot a projectile, like jump, shoot projectile. But most characters will be put in such a bad position if they do that. I guess like characters like Pit and Dark Pit through an arrow still have jumps. They will be fine. But for most characters, even if they can jump and do a projectile, they will be put so far below the stage that, it's an easy spike, for example. You can shield Magic Burst. It does take a lot of shield damage, and I think in most cases it will poke you. Maybe not if you have full shield, but if you're off the stage, you can shield in the air, obviously, right? And if you are in the air, let's say you're about to jump as the menu opens up and Magic Burst comes out, even if you do air dodge it, you're still gonna get hit and take a bunch of damage, if not dying. But yeah, for now, I would say we should wait. We should have Hero allowed in some tournaments, but if he does get banned because of RNG, I'm not gonna feel, really sorry for the character or people maining the character, because I really feel like this area is trying to push it too far. Like, a lot of stages are banned for, way less of a reason than RNG. Like the RNG Hero provides, if you look at like Smash history. So I don't know. One part of me almost wants a character with even more RNG than Hero, just to see how the community reacts to it. Like, if the RNG can reach a point where the community have as a consensus that this have to get banned. Maybe that exists, maybe it doesn't. I personally do think it exists, but it's such a new territory for characters that, yeah, I think a lot of people want to see the craziness in tournament before they make up their mind. But yeah, please let me know, everyone. Do you guys think Hero should be banned? And if so, should he be banned because you think he's going to be too good? If you do, I actually think you're way too impatient. But still, if you do believe that, let me know. or if you believe that the RNG is too strong and we can't support that for competitive tournaments, or if you think he should be, allowed in tournaments the way he is, but maybe, we should be on the lookout for how, tournaments gets played out with a character. My verdict for now is no ban, but if a ban happens in the future, then it more than likely would be because of the RNG. And I could see myself support a ban in the future due to the RNG being too much.